Howdy. Howdy, howdy, howdy. What's everybody doing? I was looking on my YouTube video from yesterday and I haven't seen anybody uh, post a better spinnerbait. I've been waiting on some replies. But nothing yet. Rich, how goes it? Any fishing lately? Too cold. So the title of today's YouTube video is sticking thingies on other little thingies. So here's the thingies. And they're going on these little thingies. I had to clean them off today to get all the paint and gunk and clear coat off of them. So that was a bit of a, not a terrible process, but a process. I always do that. I break the tips off my X-Actos trying to get the clear coat out of these holes. I break the tip of my X-Acto off. That's what happens. After you paint enough baits in them and you clear coat enough baits in them, they get this build up and you get these little, the whole inside fills up, and then you start getting baits that fall out and you're not getting a good bite. So faith first is fishing again. No bites. The perch are being jerks. The perch are being jerks. That's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. That a man can't go out with a bucket of minnows and rip perch till he gets tired. But sanding boat molds or bait? No telling with you, Brennan. If you were sanding a boat mold, that would also not surprise me. Come on. This one has, look at that. That was inside my little handle here. That was a good excavation. I got the whole plug out, ready to go now. All right. Yeah, all right. Vince, what's up, dude? Is that what I say? Is that my like my intro? You know, all these social media dudes, they always have like a an intro and an outro and how they like greet their viewers. Is mine just what's up, dudes? Brendan, are you meaning to tell me you're getting into boat production? Correct me if I'm wrong. You're going to mold a John boat and pour it out of fiberglass? Is that what I'm hearing? Epic Eric Bass Lab joining us. Epic Eric Bass Lab. Oh, I have a message from a gentleman in Houston. Always like those guys. I have a text message from him, and he works. He does something, but he. I always love getting I always love getting messages from people when they're like, "Hey, can I send your phone number to a guy? He doesn't have Facebook or Instagram or any kind of social media." Usually, when you hear that, they're heavy hitters. That's always my favorite ask. Hey, I know this guy. He doesn't have social media, but he wants your phone number. That's either really good or really annoying, because I typically don't like talking on the phone, even to people I know well, with the exception to Epic Eric Galasso, of course. He's one of the few I can talk to, but I guess I'm getting better. I used to be really bad. I have torqued on this one so much that it's twisted up real bad. Did I get it? I think so. Let's see what this bait thing is. Looks like I'll have one headphone at work. I never get to listen to the afternoon. Brian, that's unfortunate. That is unfortunate. I thought about doing one of these at home, and I just felt naked because I was sitting at home, and I was like, man, it'd be fun to just see what everybody's doing. And it's like I feel naked without my bait wall. Oh, nothing, birds. You can't hear me. Was I mumbling and trailing off? Lost in my own thoughts, probably. I'm sure you can hear me sniffling repetitively. Let's see here. We got comments over on the YouTube. Grammars. Part owner of a boat company, we have come up with a way to make fiberglass boats as light and as strong as aluminum. BBC sounds like the Marsh Runner series we had down here in Louisiana. They were awesome boats. I have a fishing buddy who is 85 and he refuses to buy tackle from an online company unless he can call his order in. Dustin, I like that. I don't hate that. I was I talk about a lot of stuff and talk about a lot of ideas. One that would probably be terrible, but I always wanted to do was social media is kind of annoying. I don't know if it is to y'all or not, but it kind of annoys me just getting hit in the face with like shit every day, repetitively, that I didn't necessarily ask for. And I was like, you know what? I'd like to just like completely do away with my website and go to catalog. And then just like make up a cool little like monthly catalog newsletter thing and send it out in the physical mail. But kind of like a club. And then I realized how stupid that would be. But I think it would be fun to actually get a piece of, I don't know, legit mail. You got to think about how fun it was to get like back in the day when Bass Pro Shops was actually something, and you get the Bass Pro Shops catalog. Like I couldn't imagine getting something that was actually good. Brennan, that is true. And they have sizes that you can call in that they don't know, they don't put on the website of certain things. Uh, Going to a flea market, hope someone has freshwater, usually saltwater based. Rich, let me know. Let me know if you get there and you find the mother lode and you're have any questions of what might be good. Yeah, Burns. Finally getting some love. I've got my I gotta find my colors I'm gonna match so I can watch Gerald Swindle's interview on Mercer's podcast is good. He talks about the company's marketing and social media fails. I think you can probably learn more from their fails than you can what they've actually done, because most of the time uh, we don't see or we forget about the fails. All we see is typically what works. So mail that isn't bills, exactly, Jeremy. Something that somebody would look at and be like, "Damn, I'm actually kind of excited to go to the mailbox today." Exactly. Make mail great again. Is that possible? Or is that, I guess the only thing that makes mail great is bait orders. Uh, Sinkers and bobbers. That would be unfortunate. He was referring to bombarding feeds and using codes to determine relevancy. Yeah, it's pretty annoying. Like, I don't know. Obviously, it works, but the problem is, I think it devalues all these. Well, I wouldn't say it devalues. Like, if you look at the Woo Tungsten business model, find a product that really doesn't require any development. Okay, something that's already in existence that you can just say, all right, snap my name on it. And then your next job is to amass an army to sell it to. Well, in order to do that, I can just offer employment as my pro staff to anybody over 3 feet tall. And everybody wants to be a pro staff. So, uh, you get the snowball effect, and you have you're off to the races. With people buying your product under the guise that they are pro staff. Um, Tyler, I have not listened to Zaldane's podcast. I listened to the one with Rick Clunn, and it kind of gave me a sour taste in my mouth. Uh, that was it for me. I wasn't. Oh, good one. I thought I saw one that looked interesting, or somebody told me to watch the one with the biologist. Marty, same with painting for me. Burns on Instagram said, learned all I know about crankbaits from fails. And I certainly think that is the way uh, to being good at anything, is failing an insane amount. And I've got like a I could put together a class on bait painting and how to get good, but people wouldn't like it because it's not a fast track. It involves error and lots of it. And when you tell people that, they get all bitchy. Just tell me what clear coat you use. I don't need to know any of the other shit. Like, yes, you do. Because it's all part of the process, bro. Just tell me what kind of paint to buy. Tell me where you get those stencils. That's the new one now. It's the other sad thing I see. It's kind of funny. Is the modern day painter is so spoiled by the variety of baits that's out there now. You see it all the time. Guys get on Facebook and like, I could drop a production hard bait tomorrow, and the next day somebody will be on one of the fishing groups saying, "Does anybody know where I can get this blank?" Like I've seen it 100 times. Bait gets released. Where's the blank? That bait was literally released 24 hours ago, and it's not intended as a blank. But because you said that, some dickhead will make it into one. Oh, this one's extra gooey. This one's got extra grime in it. The one with Matt Herron was pretty good. I could believe that. Matt doesn't bullshit. Later, Brendan. Matt is, I don't want to call him Matt because he is my elder, so I would call him Mr. Herron. But he is, yeah, he's one of them real dudes, which I think is why he has a reputation of being a hard ass. He just doesn't put up with shit, which some people don't like. But if you're not doing anything suspect, then you shouldn't have anything to worry about, right? Is clickbaiting still a thing? I'm trying to think of the last video that I felt clickbaited by. I feel like it's all like it's so normal now that I don't even recognize it. I watch this Terry Brown said I'm Matt Herron's doppelganger. Dustin, I have to look your picture up. Half the time, if I know y'all on here, part of me doesn't want to know what you look like because I have an idea just by talking to y'all what I would think you look like, and it kind of ruins it when I can actually see what you look like. Like I kind of like the mystique of my imagination of what everybody looks like. I don't know. Maybe that's weird. Burns looked nothing like I thought he looked like. I didn't know what Burns looked like for a damn 10 years until like a month ago. Then I saw Burns. I was like, damn, that's Burns? No way. I saw my doppelganger one time. It was in the Virgin Islands. Well, I didn't actually, because it's supposed to be um, it's supposed to be bad luck or impending doom if you see your doppelganger. So I was in the Virgin Islands for a wedding, and we got on this catamaran, and we were going to this island to like hang out. And everybody had gotten off the boat and it swam to the beach. Like we had to swim to the beach off the boat. So everybody got off the boat, and it was my turn, and I was last. I don't know what I was doing. I was dicking around on the boat, and I started swimming, and everybody was on the beach. Like there was like 10 people on the beach going, "No, no, don't look at him." And I was like, "What?" And they were like, "Don't look at him," and they kept pointing at this guy, and I could see this guy in my peripheral vision when I was swimming that had dark hair, and he was swimming towards me. And they were like, "Don't look at him." And I got to the beach and I was like, "What are y'all talking about?" And they were like, "Dude, that was your doppelganger." I was like, "What do you mean?" And they were like, "That was you. Like, you just swam by yourself. Like, that's kind of weird. Like, did you look?" I was like, "No." Like, good. You'd probably be dead before we got home. I was like, "Well, okay." But part of me should have, part of me is like, you should have looked. But I didn't. I didn't. Friday fun day. It sure is, Hella. Are you back in civilization? Or are you still in that shithole Detroit? I guess you were flying out of Detroit, so you wouldn't be there. You would be somewhere else cold. Let's see here. Come on. I usually have to do this not too often. I don't think too many look like me, a redhead that's turning gray. Jeremy, you would not have struck me as a redhead. Jeremy, you strike me as a like a wiry kind of ironworker type. Not with red hair though. I figured you would have been like a kind of just maybe buzz cut. Dustin, you wouldn't strike me as a redhead either. What is going on? Y'all quit telling me this. 6'2", 300. So not wiry. See, I would like if I saw you in public and you said, "I'm Jeremy Conkright." Like, no, you're not. You're not a wiry iron worker. Shows what I know. Nothing. Shows what I know. Nothing. I was just thinking about cutting myself because the way I was using this X-Acto knife and applying pressure, I was thinking this is about to slip and you're about to gouge your hand. Which brings me to another wound. That one doesn't look like much, but it's pretty deep and it's pretty gross looking. It's not infected or anything. It just was a deep cut. But I cut it a couple nights ago with a cheese grater. We all know how dull those things are, and I was grating a piece of block of cheese, and it wouldn't like cut the cheese. and I was pressing really hard, and I was like, "This is about to be bad." And it sure as shit, dude, it slipped, and I cheese grated a piece of my flesh. Marty, I probably should. It's just whenever I do that, that's how I used to clean these things out, and it just got to be such a gooey, nasty mess that I said I'll just I'll just do them dry. It looks like a tooth. Just extracted a clear coat tooth. Dude, you want to talk about cringy pain? And it's not that it's hard, it's not that it's that painful. You slice your damn hand on a mandolin, you get that like chill down your spine that, like, oh shit, I know what I just did. I did that not too long ago, and I, like an asshole, I was like, I don't need the little holder for this onion or whatever. I think it was a potato. It's like, I don't need the holder for this. The potato's like this tall. It's not going to cut my hand. And dude, sure as shit, I stand and it caught my damn skin right there, and it laid that shit open. And I usually don't say anything to anybody. I'll just try to get like the blood to stop. And like my mom was over at the house, and after I did that, she was watching the kids, and I was trying to get them food, and I was standing there talking to them, and I kept dabbing my hand, like rubbing it on my pants. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And in perfect mom mode, she's like, "Are you bleeding?" It's like, "Yeah, a little bit." And she's like, "Turn around." And I turned around, and like the whole side of my pants was like this blood stain. And she's like, "Oh my god." She's like, "You should probably go put a band-aid on that." Like, "No, I'm good." I was like, "I just need it to stop. I just need this to stop." The old mandolin slicer. Not an iron worker, but he's done construction. Yeah, I don't. I try and stay away from the mandolins these days. Here's a chat I recently planted. If y'all want to do bait show and tell, can't see much. Can't see it over there either. Can't see any of the color. Oh well, so much for that. Uh, that's pretty much how it was, dude. It looked like I just butchered a cow, and it was like a scene off of Kill Bill, like out of a Tarantino movie, where just like blood squirting everywhere. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm trying to think. The mandolin was a pretty nasty cut. I'm trying to think of my worst cut. The hook in the hand with the trying to think of my worst accidents. I typically don't, knock on wood, I try not to have many accidents, but I fell out of a tree one time back here behind the shop. Nobody knows about that. Uh, I got lucky. I didn't get impaled, but I'm trying to think any other dumb shit I've done. But you all, like, anytime it happens, anytime you do something dumb and like get hurt or something, my first thought is, wow, that was dumb. Like you knew that was going to happen. Why'd you do that? Do I have any Spro Chads yet for repainting? I do not. I do not. Not yet. Can't say that I'm looking forward to it. I honestly just don't like the way those baits hold paint. Just personal preference. Doesn't have anything to do with their catching ability. I just don't like. I don't like my paint on them. Degloved the tip of my finger on the hook of an overhead crane. Had some good cuts on my thumb from carving baits, but nothing bad since I was a kid. That's good. Burns. Is that a sign of a good carver or a bad carver? Because typically the oldest, most experienced carpenters, like unless you're missing a finger, you don't have any cred. Or that's how it was on the old job sites back in the day. Like if you were a carpenter and you were missing a finger, you were like, you know, you had the crown. It was a what do they call that? A passage. I learned early on though to cut away from me. Still don't do it half the time, but I try and remember to. Oh, I'll tell y'all a good one. Talking about dumb shit. The rite of passage, yes. When I was a kid, I we were up at my grandmother's house, and you know how you get bored at your grandparents' house, and you're just like looking around for shit to do. And my grandmother had a she had a treadmill in her room, and everybody was out doing stuff, and I was inside bored trying to figure out something to do. And I was like, I'm gonna play on this treadmill. So I got up there and like turned it on. And so there was a couch, treadmill, TV, and the couch was behind the treadmill, and then the treadmill was facing the TV, so you could walk on the treadmill and watch TV. And I hopped on the treadmill, and I started like, you know, walking or whatever. It's like this is too slow. I wonder how fast this thing will go. And so I turned it on maximum, and I start like running on this treadmill. I'm like, all right, this is fun, but not a challenge. So I said, well, maybe, just maybe, it would be more fun to run backwards. So I turn around and I'm gonna like somehow run backwards wide open on a treadmill. So I turn around and I've got my arms up over the side and I jump in the center, and that son of a bitch shoots me off and throws me into the couch. So slide off the treadmill, but I get wedged between the couch and the treadmill mat, right? So here I am, like this, pinned up against the couch, and the treadmill rubber is going against my leg, and it won't stop. It's wide open, and I can't move. It's just taking off flesh every time it goes by. I like look down, and I'm like, look like damn Island of Dr. Moreau over here, and like and finally I think somebody came in there and turned it off, and side of my leg was fucked. But that was I learned a very, very, very valuable lesson that day. Hope this story ends with you getting hurt. I certainly got hurt on that one. That one was not good. But I had this huge, like the whole side of my leg was like burn off. That is a fuck around and find out situation. It certainly was. It certainly was. And I learned that I cannot run that fast backwards. So if anybody's curious, later, Ella. Y'all have a good breakfast, lunch, whatever it is. Yeah. So if anybody's out there is curious, if you can run backwards, wide open on a treadmill, I challenge you to have a camera ready. Not as easy as one might believe. But that was a little unorthodox for me. I wasn't typically one of those like, limit pushers to like see what I could do. But that day I did. That day I did, and I lost big time. I got burned in college. Second-degree burns. That was fun. And now there's thousands of treadmill videos on dumb shit now. Yeah, exactly. I would have been at the forefront of that. That would have certainly been quality for a viral video. This one's got some real old gunk in it. There it came out. Eric, I have a little surprise in the next batch. Uh-oh. Eric's getting surprises. I've been watching this dude on YouTube. More plates, more dates. You ever watch that guy? I'm not even into like weightlifting or anything like that. That guy is like really smart, and I was trying to diagnose why I like this guy. Like, why do I watch this dude's stuff? And then I realized because he's like a real dude. Like, I don't mind people selling me stuff if I feel you're honest. And that dude is like, I feel like he's a straight shooter, which I appreciate. And I'll sit there and watch his like weightlifting videos because I just think he's honest, which is interesting. Do y'all have any? He was on Rogan. I did see that. Dude's super smart. Marty, I ain't bending nothing, bro. These things are straight as an arrow. I don't have any bendies. And this isn't the point when I'll bend them. If you think that's bending, just wait. Just wait till I try to take them off. Now it should be easier now. It's usually a little. It's usually a little more painful before I get all. If I don't get all this gunk off, it's harder to get the baits off sometimes. They either fall out or they're really hard to get out because they're basically clear coated in place. But the Liver King. I have watched some Liver King content. He's pretty amusing. I don't think it should have come to anybody's surprise that he was juiced out of his mind. Like, is that really a shocker to people? The Liver King's on steroids. Yeah, no shit. He's like 40 something and just like shredded out of his, like, cut out of a damn Greek statue. But the one thing I didn't know about the Liver King, dude's like 5'7" or 5'6" or something. Not a giant guy. Oh, Burns had a paint question. I do paint them standing up, Burns. I do. Everything, once I start painting, everything will get painted on that bait just like that. Which I might turn it over like that sometimes. But for the most part, everything gets done like that. And what really throws me off is when like certain baits have weird tail hangers on them and I have to put them in here like this, which I typically don't like doing. That really throws my painting off. Like, it's really hard for me to paint baits horizontally. I'm more of a vertical guy. Well, it's a lot more, for lack of a better term, my stroke is a lot better with an airbrush this way than it is horizontally. So, like, if I have to pull a line, it's a hell of a lot easier for me to pull down the bait than it is for me to go horizontal. I can do it. I just don't prefer it. It's not as fluid. So Burns paints all his baits horizontal. Maybe that's why you don't like painting, Burns, because you've been doing it horizontal all these years. What is going on? You might like it better if you painted it vertical. He's definitely on the sauce, just like the Rock. Yeah, I was a little. Well, that's the other thing that the guy does on that channel is he tries and debunks all the juicers. I guess nobody calls it juice now. Gear is the term. But yeah, I don't. For some reason, I was like, maybe The Rock has just been working out really hard. Nah, dude. Nah. I watched one about Matthew McConaughey growing his hair back. That was funny. Um, Eric upside down with Sally Hansen. Not a bad technique. You got to have the right gap to give your clear coat a little place to run on the tail on these wood baits. So if they're too gunked up, that's why I have to clean these. But I like seeing these juicers get debunked. And a fly tying vise, 360 rotary. I use a fly tying vise for some of these. Depends on what I'm doing. I'll flip the vise up and hold my bait right here, and then paint it. If I'm doing like bars down the side, I'll do it on there. But, all depends. I did get this for Christmas. Found a 26-inch dead large yesterday. Still had the jig in its face. Did you stuff his ass and put him on your wall, Mario? Christmas gift from Jiggy. I got a Bass Pro Shops card. What should I buy? It doesn't say the amount. It just says choose any amount from $15 to $500. So I don't know how much is on this thing, but I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'd buy at Bass Pro Shops. Typically, when I get a gift card to there, I will. I'll buy terminal tackle or like a flashlight or a headlamp or a Plano box or something like it's always something, some like accessory, a pair of pliers. That's what I probably bought. My buddy bought a pair of, but I know everything's a ripoff there. Like that's what makes it bad. Or I'll go buy like 10 packs of super chunks or whatever I've got. If your next battery has $500 on it, your next battery, yeah. Could buy tungsten. That wouldn't be a good. That wouldn't be a terrible investment. So Mario went fishing yesterday. Got a whiff in the air. Thought his ex-girlfriend was down at the lake. Turns out it was a 29-inch bass dead on the bank. His words, not mine. And he says he was depressed because he thinks it's the trout-eating fish he has been chasing this past season. Wouldn't that be a shame? Fish you've been trying to catch all season. Dead. It would be different if he died of natural causes and just sunk to the bottom and nobody ever knew. But now you know he's dead. Maybe. There's probably more. He probably wasn't the only one, Mario. Let's look on the bright side of this. $29 is pretty huge. Maybe we could do a field trip to Bass Pro Shops. That'd be fun. I don't particularly like that place, but I don't know. One thing I noticed the last time I went there, I don't know about y'all's Bass Pro Shop, uh, but they got rid of the candy section. Like nobody works in there. Shut down. Ugh. What is this? God, how does this stuff get so jammed up in here? I guess because it was a liquid at first. There's one piece I can't get out. And I will say, what I'm doing right now is hugely satisfying. I don't know if y'all are like fingernail pickers or have any kind of odd uh, little twitches or physical things you do, but this kind of scratches that itch. If you're a fingernail biter. Oh, is it cold in the shop or do you just like wearing overalls? It's a combination. I was cold and uh, I don't typically like wearing overalls, but I don't hate them. Uh, you missed all the summer streams to see the real attire, but no, it's kind of. There's a nip in the air. Uh, it's only me. It's only me and my dad here, so we typically we don't run the heat much for to conserve energy. So it's pretty cool in here this morning. All right. I've been to Denham Springs over a year, no telling what they're closing that one. Uh, that's a nasty habit. What, picking your fingernails? I'm a fingernail picker. I don't bite them. I used to bite them. I don't bite them anymore. I just pick at them when I'm driving. It's my uh, Brian, I get really cold really easy, and I used to thrive in cold weather, um, but I went to Kansas for like the first time deer hunting, and I had already killed a deer, and my dad was like, "Hey, rather than sit on your ass at the house, why don't you come hunt and let me know if you see anything, and then if you see anything, I can hunt where you're at." I was like, "Okay." So I went out there, and it had been snowing and raining and all this kind of. It was like one of those weird in between days where it was like half snow, half rain, half ice, half slush. It was just not good. And I went up and climbed in this ladder stand, and there was a sheet of ice on it. And I was like, I'll sit on this sheet of ice. It's cold enough. I got thick enough clothes on. I got like waterproof bibs on. I'll be all right. So I'm sitting on a block of ice like a fool. And then it starts raining. And then it kind of turns to ice, and then it's more rain. And it's windy. And I just get cold, like real cold. And I called my dad, and he said, if you need anything, just call me. So I called him, and no answer. So when I was sitting in the tree stand, I was thinking to myself, this feels like an unhealthy amount of being cold. Like my legs were starting to like kind of numb up, and I was like, I can't just sit here. I gotta like get up. So I just got up and started walking around to like get my blood flowing, and I was still freezing my ass off because like I mean, Alabama guys don't really know how to dress for that when you've never been. Um, so I was probably under prepared for what we were in, and so I called him for backup to come get me. No answer. And finally, at like dark, he shows up. And I'm like, "Hey, you prick! You told me to call you if I needed you. I needed you. You didn't answer." And he's like, "Man, I was covered up in deer. I never heard my phone ring, or I left it in the truck." I was like, "Oh, great." And he's like, "Wow, what'd you need?" I was like, "I was hypothermic over here." And he's like, "Oh." But literally after that day, I have like had the chills. Um, I'd never typically gotten cold much, or cold weather didn't really bother me. I could tolerate pretty high cold, but after that, I was a wussy when it came to the cold. I don't know biologically what it did to me, but something. So I yeah, I typically get cold real easy now. Thanks to being stranded in the wilderness, wet and miserable. Uh, Good morning, Hayden. Thermal jorts, that would be a game changer. How's it going? Have you painted any OG Roccos? What's a Rocco? I'm assuming, James, that is some sort of wood bait since you are the wood bait aficionado. I don't know that I've ever heard of a Rocco. Anybody else know what a Rocco is? The new Rapala square bill. No, I have not. Have not. Didn't even know it existed. A Rocco. What does it look like? Burns. Apparently, it's Ott Defoe's new Rapala bait. How do I miss all this stuff? I changed jobs one might at a refrigerator factory, and it took me a year to be able to tolerate cold fingers. I think that was painful to mess with the nerves. Maybe that's what happened, dude. Like it did something to my nerves. I don't know. But I feel like now I'm better than I was, but I'm still not like I was back in the day, where cold didn't bother me at all. Now it certainly bothers me. But I painted some DT8 yesterday. And the funny thing about them was I didn't realize they were DT8s. Looks kind of like the Ott bait with a square bill. That sounds kind of boring. That sounds kind of boring. I heard mixed reviews on his other bait. The OG Slim or whatever it was. From an aesthetics standpoint, it didn't really appeal to me. Speaking of James, did you see that post on Woodbait Nation where the dude posted the collection of Ott Defoe built baits? I'd never seen any up close, but they were a lot less refined than I thought they would have been. This one's got a lot of goobers in it. Oh yeah. What otter do a square bill? What do I can't even read that. I saw Al Linder was throwing a Rocco on his new episode this weekend. I was glad I wasn't wearing sweatpants. Oh, Al Linder is still filming shows? Is it YouTube only? The Ott bait is heavy for a flat-sided cast well, at least. That helps. That certainly helps. I used to always love watching the Linders. I never could typically relate to them, but I liked that they were multi-species guys. Like they were as good at catching smallmouth as they were like blue catfish and perch and muskie and I'm sure they had people like helping them with all this stuff, like all these other species, but walleye, like everything they went out and caught, they like caught like specimens. You know what I mean? Um, like I said, I'm sure they had some help. The Slim feels like a wet noodle in the water. You're not the first not the first person I've heard say that, Bernsey. But in 10 years, I'm sure people will be singing its praises, saying, I'll pay $100 for one of those Haute Defoe first run OG Slims. Yeah, that worked good. On the right size drill bit. That's what we're talking about, Joe. You're talking about the new Rocco. What it was all about. Somebody said it looked like the OG Slim just with a square bill in it. It seems. Caught a lot more fish on the plastic chick magnet. It's a lot better bait than the OG. That's saying something. That's saying something. It's a shame they made it so stupid looking. You can't tell me, honestly, you cannot tell me somebody at Strike King saw the final prototype of the chick magnet and said, beautiful bait. This is going to be a great seller. Love the way it looks. Love the way it looks. The Slim is a noodle. Glad I didn't grab a lot. So, how did this bait ever make it to production is my question. So we've got multiple legitimate dudes that know their shit saying the OG Slim is a noodle. What are we missing? Can Marty carve an Al Doss? Probably could, James. What's the profile? He's probably got one that he probably already built something of his own design that's probably pretty close without having to mimic a Doss. Oh, thought we had a weird number. How did I miss that one? I don't know if you can call me a cranker now. I'll come clean. I've never caught a fish on a Shad Rap. True story. It's true. I don't know if that would come to any surprise to anybody that actually knows me, but Dustin, you think it was rushed to the market? Did you see Christie's new boat? No, Travis, I didn't. What is he running? I saw Zaldane was running a Nitro. Did y'all see that? James Burns said he can do it in his sleep. Jason Christie is running a Skeeter. I wonder if they dump Zaldane to put their money into Jason Christie. Wonder how those negotiations went down. I'm sure Express couldn't afford him anymore, so he went shopping. Y'all think Skeeter? You think Christie went shopping? Skeeter talked to Christie. He said, "Here's my number," and they said, "We can't afford that." And somebody said, "We can if we dump Zaldane." And then they said, "Chris, we got some bad news. You're done." No, Zaldane doesn't surprise me at all. I think they want all the top bass guys in Skeeters. That would make sense. But it really bothers me to see that when you have somebody preaching. This is my favorite boat. I don't know if you ever said that, but he probably did. And all the perks of why you don't need a glass boat and why an aluminum boat is so much better. And then you get back in a glass boat. I don't remember any of Christie's sales pitches, but I'm sure he didn't go too deep in singing the praise of aluminum because he probably knew at the end of the day he wasn't going to be in one forever. I think Hackney will leave Phoenix. I could see Hackney getting in a Camus if they were smart. Who's running the Camus now on tour? The only one I know is what's his name? Yeah, Tyler, I'm with you. Christie, like, he's a Ranger guy. Like, that just fits his personality kind of to me. He doesn't strike me as a he didn't strike me as a Skeeter guy. But what do I know? That narrows it down. Federation guy, Paul Mueller. I knew his name because I talked to him a lot, but I didn't want to offend him if he watches this. That I couldn't remember his name because we've spoken at length quite a bit. Mueller is a bait junkie as well. You wouldn't suspect it though. But he's got Mueller's got Mueller likes his cranks. Ooh, Brian. I am I'm a Xuron man. Those are my favorites. Why did Ranger drop their pro staff? I don't know. I don't know. I guess they needed to cut the fat. I guess they thought they didn't. I guess they didn't think they needed that their pro staff was selling them any more boats, so they just clipped them. Xuron is spelled Xuron. JW Fishing sold some baits on eBay the other day and had to ship to Jacob Wheeler. JW Fishing, do tell what the baits were. I was always hoping for something like that to happen. And like a pro buy something on eBay. And I had this one I had this one dude buy some baits, and it was John Cruz. And I looked and I was like, damn, John Cruz bought this. And it wasn't John Cruz, it was an imposter. All right, guys, what did Jacob Wheeler buy on eBay? Lucky Craft Pointer 128 SPs. So here is a tip for you guys. Wrestle up all of the Pointer 128 you can find and put them in your box and put them to the side and wait for next year. Because at some point, those will probably be seen and it'll come out that it was a 128 pointer. And then guys are going to go, oh, well, I want one of those. Well, you can buy them from Travis Stearman for $45 a piece on eBay in 2024. It turns out the pro staff are all the same guys that will pay full price for a boat. And there you go. What's the point of having a pro staff when the same dudes are going to buy the damn thing anyway? Brent Ehler, he got a rainbow trout one. Can I go Vixen pricing on eBay? Sure. Travis Stearman, did you get one of the 3-pack of 1.5s I did that had the blurred out color in it? Anybody on here purchased one of the 3-packs that came with the unidentified color? No, you did not. Okay, so you don't know what it is. Well, that's unfortunate. Because if you knew what that was, I did that same color on an OG Vixen. And it's insane. But I still like the slender pointer. I'm not pro staff. I still like the slender pointers. I'm a jerkbait guy, but when I do, I throw it. Slender pointers are good. Here we go. He got a rainbow trout one, 2 misty, and 1 blue chartreuse. Joey, you missed that one too? Burns wants the blurred color. I can do whatever you want, Burns. You can get the blurred color whenever you want. Where is Hayden? I think Ranger is long gone from flipping Arkansas. Yeah, I think flipping is a thing of the past, which was so badass. Those Ranger hats that said flipping Arkansas on them. Like, I didn't even like guys that didn't even own Rangers would wear those hats because they were so awesome. third pro who bought baits from me in the last JW Fishing 2 years. Who are the other two, might I ask? The new color? That one? Oh, it's not too new. It's just a variation. Um, Burns, you'll be happy. It's nice and simple. With real eyes. There's your coffin bill thing. It's got a little goof on it. Got a little goop on it. Make Lucky Craft great again. Correct. That's what needs to happen. Where's my polisher? Dead. M flat. Did JW Fishing? Oh, JW Fishing. What is your eBay handle so we can go shop in your store? Have I ever bought from you? Now we're clean. I did get the funk on it. It's that tape, that new tape I'm using. It's not new, it's just cheap. If you don't peel it off perfectly, it leaves grimy marks. I wonder if I have bought from JW Fishing on Phoebe. That's what I want to know. Kyle, it's kind of blurry. It's a beautiful specimen, Burns, even if it does have a coffin bill. Eric, all your stuff's ready to go. Pros lie the most about what brand line they throw. If it's cheap stuff like this Yo-Zuri line, they ain't using it. I've always heard the people like the Yo-Zuri. Is it their hybrid they like? I can't show all the goodies on the platter because there are some unreleased colors on there. I'll show all of Eric's off. There's some I need to hide. We'll hide those. So painted that for a guy on a Naruku shed. JW, where are you at? Where's your handle? He still hadn't said. Painted those for the dude. Here's the mistake. Gold on one side, silver on the other. This one's gold, gold, silver. This was the wild card. Eric said he needed something brimmy. It actually turned out really magnificent. Copper foil. I think this one's gonna get paid one day. Beautiful eyes, not touching but close. You like that, Burnsy? I thought it looked pretty good myself. I hand mixed that green just for that bait. Here's the other foil I did for him. It's like a blueback herring paint job. And just regular old Florida gold, tannic gold. I guess this would qualify as like a chartreuse classic. Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't that qualify as that? That one's nice and clean. I don't know what this one is. This is some old D-bait color. Dan, thank you for the nice words. I would hope Ed would look down and say, "Nice job, Tackle Dick." But yeah, that one. And this gnarly looking crawl, orange belly, dark back, copper school bus yellow. And then SH4. So that's the Epic Eric tackle box collection. Travis, it looks like JW bounced and left us with a cliffhanger. Let me go back up. Yeah, he said third pro in 2 years. Let me look at my viewers. Let me see. Oh, there he is. Yeah, JW left. I'll have to message him and get back to you. But Tyler, back to your pros lying about using their line. Yeah, I know a lot use Gamma. A lot use Gamma. Marty, do those? Are you happy with those paint jobs on your bait? Does Burns give them the stamp of approval, or do I need to put them in a bath of acetone? 12:44. Damn, I've been talking too long. I gotta go paint. I gotta go paint some stuff. Next question. All right. So the two colors I'm going to do on these are throwback colors from the original days of me painting this bait. So it's probably been like 10 years since I've had this bait and painted one. So we resurrected it and I painted it as a young juvenile painter. And I painted a couple that I really caught a lot of fish on. And what I planned to do was I was going to resurrect these colors in the future version. So this is what one was. I don't know what I was doing with this three barred bluegill, but it's certainly, I don't know who thought it'd be a good idea to put 3 bars for a bluegill, but that's the kind of dumb shit you do when you don't know what you're doing. But then I did this other one, and it's also got 3 bars. So I'm going to try and redo these to current specs. So in those baits, these two baits will be brought back to life in a updated fashion. But it's gonna be hard. This one's got some weird colors on it. But I have a third. Get rid of the bars. You like those bars? I gotta have something on there, Burns. Then it wouldn't be doing the bait justice. I think I just need to space the bars out and do them lighter. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do those 2 colors, but I think the third color I'm going to do, I think I'm going to do the blurry color again. Burns said, y'all have never fished a square bill like that bait. Big flat sides, pushes a lot of water, but not big. It's good bait. Catches them. What's the blurry color? Eric, I think you got one for Christmas. A Burns Killer B1. You got one for Christmas that year. A couple years back. Last year, maybe. It's the color that has not been shown ever. So when I do this drop, it'll be blurred again. But I've kind of had the itch to do that again. I did some experimenting. You saw the Vixen. So I'm thinking I'm going to do that on 10 of these. I think. So you'll get some relics from the past, and then you'll get the future. Morgan, yes. And I was waiting for somebody, Morgan, that had that bait to be in here because I was talking about it earlier. I was talking about the scales. And I have an OG Vixen I did with the scales. Burns says he predicts that this will be requested for round 2, this bait body. And I don't think he's wrong. I don't think he's wrong. But it's pretty gnarly. Pretty gnar. Dan, I'm going to try and get started on them today. And then hopefully I won't be able to work tomorrow because I got to get the yard cleaned. But Sunday I should be able to finish them up and clear coat them. And they'll be good to go for next week. Broheem, Sean La, what took you so long, bro? Who else's stream were you on? Don't fucking lie to me, Sean. Burns, I will be. You had a dream about that bait? Which one? The spook or the killer bee? Sean, quit your fucking job, dude. Stop. Stop with the excuses. I'm working. Oh, the Vixen. Sean got one of the black limited run murdered out Vixens. Is it in the package or is it in the tackle box? I'm also going to paint this, Eric. Correct, Burns. They will be. That's okay, though. That is okay. But Marty, it also helps me to be able to leak that color without it getting cherry picked from a drop. So if I just dropped that color and then like 2 other colors, everybody would go buy that one up and then screw everybody else. But by doing it in a set, you're rewarded for getting the set. Marty finally packing up the hunting stuff. Your bait is going to get to hit the water this weekend. That's exciting. Dan, I agree. I like the 3-packs as well. I think it's fun. Oh, it definitely helps shipping. I only have to ship 10 things instead of 30. Yeah, everything about it is nice. And I can I can do collections of stuff that's going through my brain like this. I can bring I can bring these 2 back to life. I think that needs to be done. Uh-oh, Casey's going to toss around the Hinkle tomorrow on a power plant lake. That should be interesting. That should be interesting. Burns says he's going to carve up a batch of these just for shits and giggles because he knows you're going to want them. Probably not a bad move. But all right, I got to get out of here. I got to go paint. I have I've got this dude's baits and I cannot get them painted. They've been tugging at me. I keep looking at them and I see them and I'm like, not today, maybe tomorrow. And then I look at them. I don't want to do those. Like that first you showed with the gold top. That one. This is the one I caught 12 on 12 cast off a PVC pipe in a foot of water. First time I ever threw it. In this dumbass ugly color. In February. See what Burns just said? You are bringing that bait to life. Only built those for you all those years ago. How about that? How about that? Oh, before the platter? Gold top? I don't know what that would have been. The foiled one? Or that one? No, this was platter. I don't know. Had to have been that one. Little jerk and spank. All right. Sean, get back to work. Everybody else, enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to paint some shit. Later, dudes. Thanks for sticking around. About to hit the button. Later.